Hi everybody, we're going to continue our design process for our Africa projects by adding images and text to our pages. So here we go. Alright, so we have our blank pages set up. Hopefully you have designed how you want your titles and things to look. One of the things you can do, by the way, when you have a style that you like, is instead of starting from scratch each time that you need to create a new one from one of your other pages, you can just click on the one you created, right click, copy, right click, paste, and you'll get a second one. Keep in mind I can move this over to the gray area, and then if I double click on it, I can come over here to the left and edit the text, and I can just change it. So if government was one of mine, and then I was up in charge of, if I was in charge of religion, I could click on that, and now I have one that matches that says religion. I can paste again and get a third one, and double click on it and come over here to edit text, and maybe I am also in charge of economy. So I can type in economy, and now I have several of my titles ready to go. Remember, I can click, if they're sitting over here in the gray area, I can click on the separate pages and then drag them in. And maybe this one I want to tilt and go the other way. Click on page 2, put in economy right here, and I'm just going to leave economy kind of straight up across the top. And now you can see that I have 3 of my pages started, and there's some uniformity in how they look because each of my pieces of word art go together. And keep in mind visually when you put those on your board, that'll look better. And communicate with the other members of your group so that you all look like you've planned it out. And it will look great when you're done. Once you have that done, you need a space for some images and some text boxes to write about all your research you're doing. So those are 2 very easy things to do. If you're going to insert images, you can just click on the Insert button and go to Pictures. I have some images stored in a folder. You would not have the same folder. You might have a folder, but it would not be the same path necessarily that I'm showing here. But I'm going to pick up this Iowa farming picture and insert it into my project. You can also copy-paste your pictures in here from your resources. Just make sure you're keeping track of where your pictures are coming from for your bibliography. Once a picture is on your page, and maybe this is a picture of some farming. I should maybe have changed the title here. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to move this picture off and put it on the economy because farming is one of the state of Iowa's economic strongholds. So we're going to click on that. With the picture activated, I have a picture toolbar up here, and I have some frame choices. So I could pick a frame that I felt went with my project. I think I'm going to pick this one. I can come in and change the border of the frame if I want. There's different weights, and again, the dashes are available to us. So feel free to be creative and whatnot with your frame. Again, just a reminder, this picture will print in black and white, not in color. I'm noticing, by the way, that the frame I chose is showing a shadow down here, and so I'm going to change that because I think that will look funny up on the board as an end product. So I'm going to scroll back here and pick one without shading. Let's do this big bold guy. So now there's no shading down here, no reflection, I guess is what it was down here at the bottom. So I think that looks better. So now I have a picture added here, and then I would need to add a text box somewhere on this designed page as well that I could write all my research in about the economy of the country that I'm researching. So to do that, you just come here to draw a text box, and you draw your text box in, and this is defaulting to a pretty small font size, so I would pull it up to at least a 12 so that it's readable on your board. Because you are doing a board, you may even want to go up to a 14 or a 16 so that people can see it as they're standing in front of the board. So always keep your audience in mind when you design. You can certainly change the font here, but I would caution you to make sure that you're choosing a font that is readable as people stand in front of your board, and that matches your topic and matches the rest of the font on all the other pages on the board, yours and your group mates. Because if you all use 9 different fonts, your board will look a little chaotic. So again, you want to make sure that you're designing together and you're choosing fonts that are either the same across all of your pages, or they at least complement one another instead of clash. I'm going to pick one of my favorites is Century Gothic, so I'm going to pick Century Gothic, and I could type any research information that I had learned during the research process in there, and as soon as I had that all complete, my page would be done. And I could move on then to my other topics and repeat that same process. If you have more than one picture, you can certainly make your pictures smaller. Pictures can also be tilted if you want to do something like that. So you could add a second picture in there. I do have a second picture, so I'm going to grab this map and put it in here. It doesn't really fit with this particular title here, but just to illustrate that I could put another picture on here, that's how you do that. You'll notice that the map is laying on top of the crop picture here, so you can change the layer of these pictures. The picture that has the white circles and squares is the one that's active, and I have the options up here. I'm on the picture tool formatting ribbon, by the way, and I have some options to bring it forward, send it backward, and so I want to send it backward. I want to send it behind, so now it is layered behind the crop picture like that. So you can do some layering as well to make your page design awesome. And I just realized I forgot one thing when I was talking about text boxes. Text box here, you can also have a line around it if you want. It's a drawing tool, so you come up here and click Format, and you can click Shape Outline and pick an outline if you'd like to go. I'm not telling you have to, it's just always an option. Okay, so you can be somewhat creative. I encourage you to be creative while you are working on designing your pages, because the end result on the trifold boards is pretty awesome during the cultural fair. So I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for listening.